Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lorde. Let's go! Come on! Lorde, wow, this is so exciting. Can we just dive straight into it? We've got this brand new album, Virgin, from you. When's it coming?
The album is coming on June 27th. I never thought it would come out, to be honest with you, so very sick that we're here.
Why didn't you think it would ever come out?
I think because I sort of wrote this from the perspective of like, well, I could never say that. It was just sort of like an exercise in saying everything I needed to say about a whole lot of different stuff. And I just sort of put off dealing with that. I was like, that's for future Ella to deal with.
I think you're referring to the things that I personally picked up on immediately when we first heard What Was That? The directness and the excitement and enthusiasm that you're approaching this new music with. It's really important to enjoy it first and foremost. Did you have to get yourself into a position where you enjoyed making this record?
Yeah, I really went into it like, just make something for you. Just make something you think is cool. It's kind of not unlike how I was making music as a, 15-year-old, just trying to like impress myself, basically. And What Was That is like the gentlest thing on the album for sure.
I'd love to talk about the artwork for the record as well, because I feel like you're giving off a sense that you wanted to not only challenge yourself, but perhaps actually challenge fans and everyone else listening to this music in some way. How does the artwork connect to the album, and can you give us an idea behind the sentiment of it all?
This album for me is honestly just about going straight to the core of who I am in the purest way possible, stripping away anything unnecessary. And I also, making this album, talked a lot about trying to reflect my femininity, which I didn't have the perfect document that reflected that. And so I feel like the cover definitely does that.
Was the femininity of the record influenced in any way by your experience going through the Girl So Confusing remix with Charlie?
Great question. Yes. I've been kind of cooking this album up. We were like quite a way into it at that point. But Brat coming out really gave me a kick in a lot of ways. It forced me to further define what I was doing, because Charlie had so masterfully defined everything about Brat, and I knew that what I was doing was very distinct to that. And also just like, it's just this amazing thing when a peer like throws the gauntlet down like that. You're like, okay, yeah, I'll.
It's almost like the rest of us have got to like stand up and go along.
Got to pick it up. Yeah, and I've spoken to a lot of peers who all had the same feeling. It's very sick. I'm so grateful to her. And doing the remix together, and kind of meeting her in that place of like rugged vulnerability and kind of like cracking open the thing. And people responded really well to that. I was like, okay, cool. This is a good thing to be doing. And yeah, it also made me like, I really suffer from this thing of like not feeling my own power at all. I might put this album out and a couple people might hear it. And I think the remix was a really good kind of, I don't know, it just started me off. I was like, no, people are listening, they care, and your words carry real weight, and just continue to treat them as such.
Well, should we get that on now? And then we'll continue chatting after this. The Girl So Confusing remix by Charlie XCX with Lorde.
It's so confusing sometimes to be a girl.
Remix of Charlie XCX's Girl So Confusing, and Lorde is hanging out with us right now, and we're talking all things his brand new album Virgin, but also a really good opportunity, Lorde, to talk more about What Was That? What was the song unlocking for you?
I mean, What Was That was kind of the first song that I wrote for this album that I felt like I was like, okay, I see now where to go with all this. And I did go back and forth on having it be the first song, because it is very recognizably me. It's sort of, I was describing it as Lorde canon. It's funny to be 12 years into your career and be lucky enough to have people have an understanding of your tropes and kind of the things that you do. But I was like, you know what? I'm secure enough in myself that I can recognize something for like just being something amazing that is going to like make a whole lot of people feel something and bring them into this world in the way it's right for them to be brought in. You know, I feel like coming out of Solar Power, which was definitely like a very different kind of flavor for me, I just wanted to like lock people right back in, because this album is asking a lot of them, and it's all part of a very careful plan starting there. But I also just, I think it's a cool, it was a cool sentiment to me. Like I just come back from London. Actually, I've been in London for 4 or 5 months, like really kind of having this like lost weekend, swimming at the Heath all the time, and
Nice.
reading and just like losing my mind generally. And I was just like, wait, what was all that? What just happened to me? Everything, like the pandemic, my career, like my relationship. I was like, what? There was just this feeling of a lot had happened to me very fast in my life, and I had to sort of like rode the wave of that.
So you spent some time in London for this record then?
Yeah, I just sort of like, I've got heaps of friends in London. I stayed with a lot of friends. I saw a lot of art, and I like kind of did go mental, but in a really healthy way. I absolutely love London. I'm obsessed.
You'll have to come back and relive.
Oh, I'll be back. I'll be back.
I loved the video that Jimmy shared of you guys finishing What Was That? I think you say on the video it's taken almost a year. What were you searching for? What was the thing that was missing?
Just like the right amount of kind of dirt, but also like elegance, like I said. I don't know, it was really just like me listening to myself and being like, okay, now we can stop. And once we sort of like pulled this Moog bass forward, dun, 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 dun. We're like, okay, that feels kind of trashy in this cool way, but still really like rich, and just did something cool to us.
So in tune, reconnected with the music, and at your very absolute best, Lorde. We are so happy to have you back, and this brand new album, Virgin, that is on the way this year. Can we make some noise for Lorde, everybody in the studio? Come on, let's go. This is so exciting. Lorde, just before we leave you, what is the one thing that everyone needs to know about this album before you jump off tonight?
I want you to know that you can trust me, that this album is my absolute best work.
In my head, I play
With Lorde on this radio show. Jack Saunders with you, Radio 1's new music show, 6 until 8 p.m, Monday to Thursday, and Lorde was here on this show, hanging out, talking to us before anyone else, anywhere else in the world, about her brand new album, Virgin, that is coming 27th of June this year. So much reaction to go through from you guys. The first port of call is, though, I've just noticed on the Instagram post of the interview that's gone up that someone's commented going that the 27th of June is also National Onion Day, or International Onion Day. So Lorde's new album coinciding with that. Also that we've noticed in the studio, and maybe more importantly,